Base resonator here. I am going to be using this new Beebeecraft mold that I'm demonstrating, and I'm going to be using letsresin chameleon powders. There are 5 distinct shapes on this, and I'm trying, hopefully I can do this. I want to just get the flat surface with colors, so I'm going to be using these little makeup applicators, little brushes, to touch the colors on. I will probably mess up and get it up on the edge. That's not going to hurt anything, but I would really like to have that a different color. So around the edge there are some of those shapes, but they're cut in half. I'm not going to worry about those. I'm only worrying about the ones that are central. There are, well, let me see. There's a rectangle. There's a funny shaped hexagon. It's a stretched out one. And then there's a hexagon with a long point. Parts of it are long, and then one side is sticking out, and then there's a square, and then there's a regular hexagon. So those are the shapes I'm going to be trying to fill in with colors. So I chose for my colors from the chameleon powder collection: golden, olive, teal, galaxy, and what does that say? Magenta. I saw magpie. And then after I'm done, I'm going to mix some black resin, but I'm going to add in some of this laser paste that I used on a mold the other day, and it was really kind of cool. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to just try and choose so that I'll only do one color at a time. I may end up sticking my head in front of the camera accidentally so that I can see which shapes. I'm going to go rectangles with gold. I may end up having to change the angle of this so that I can try and stay on just that flat surface area. Outside, we just got done with a tornado warning. There's a tropical storm hitting in the Gulf, and it's kicking up some storms. Went up on the side. It's not going to hurt. Not going to hurt because I still have enough side to be seen. With that laser paste in black. Somebody else who's better at paint by number or whatever might be able to do this easier than me, but I'm doing the best I can. It has been raining big time all day today. My sister has a rain gauge, and as of a couple hours ago we already had almost 3 inches. So, and for this area of Texas, that is a lot of rain. I just hope it gets into the reservoirs so that we don't have to be on water rationing. I don't know if any of you ever lived in an area where you have that type of stuff, but it's not fun. Some of my plants, when I can't water them, they're sitting there looking at me like, come on, man, fix this. And I can't. Or I can, but just for a very short amount of time, sort of gets them excited about more to come, and then there's no more to come. I don't remember what this mold is called, but it's a coaster mold with a whole bunch of geometric shapes. I will have it in the description below this video. So if you are wanting something like this, then you can click on the link and it'll take you right there. And look at that, there's another one right next to it. Oh, sorry about that, I just bumped the tripod. Oh, there's 3 of them. Wow. Fortunate I am. Bumped the tripod. I just had to look through the camera viewfinder to make sure you were still seeing what I'm seeing. If for some reason power goes out because of the storm, I will stop this because I have not mixed up my resin yet, and I can always continue at a later date. And if for some reason a tornado comes through and destroys the house, we won't have to worry about it anyway. So well, if you were here, I'd say, how are you? But you can't well, you might be one of those that talks back to the TV or to the screen on your phone or iPad or whatever however you watch YouTube. That is not a tornado, that is an airplane flying in, or a jet. Wow, I'm almost done with rectangles. Yeah, baby. Let's do the twist. My wife and I, they say when there's a tornado warning, not a watch, but tornado warning means it's coming now, somewhere close to you. I think I got them all. And one of the things you're supposed to do is go to an inner room, or if you have a basement, go to the basement. But we don't have a basement. If we dug down to a basement, we'd hit water here, because we're so close to the ocean. Well, 70 miles away, but we're not at very high altitude. I think we're 170 feet above sea level. This is the elongated, for lack of a better word, hexagon. And I can't tell. Yeah, I did get in there. There's a little shadow from the edge of the mold, and I couldn't tell if I was getting into it all the way or not. Because this chameleon powder changes colors depending on which angle you're viewing. So if this is getting boring to you, you can just click further on in the movie, listen to me, further on in the video, or when I go to the next color, I will stop talking and telling jokes and stop singing. I haven't sung yet, but I will put it on time lapse for you so that it'll go by much quicker. But my wife and I, we went to the inner room, our living room, the middle of the house, which is what you're supposed to do when there's a tornado warning. And We had one of those Alexa things out there. And we told it, try this with yours. Tell your Alexa or your device, play that funky music. Watch what it does. It's hilarious. And it started playing James Brown music. And I asked my wife, I said, you know why he would scream all the time? She goes, no. And I said, it's because he forgot the words and he was upset. She goes, no. And I said, no, yeah. I was just pulling your leg. She's like, you shouldn't say stuff like that. Y'all ain't going to believe you. She goes, do you do that with your students? And I said, of course I do. I had a girl in class years ago, and her last name, I won't say her first name, but her last name was one I had never seen before. Echanove. Echanove with an accent on the A. And I saw it when I was taking roll the first day. I was like, what is that? And I didn't know how to pronounce it first, because there was no accents on the printout that they gave us, of course. And I combined words. Echar in Spanish, but of course that's with an H in the front. But it's pronounced just echar. Echar means to, like if you were, well, anyway, to give something to somebody, or to echar them. It's hard to explain it in English. And I saw echa, so I put that word echar in there, and nove and novio, which is boyfriend, or if you're married, you can use it as your spouse. And so I said, or your betrothed. And I said her first name, and then I said, how do you say your last name? Échale novio, which means give her a boyfriend. She said, no. But everybody thought it was really funny. And I said, well, how do you say it? And so she told me, and I said, well, I'm going to call you, because I gave nicknames to everybody. That was a big thing in school when I was in school. My nickname was albino, because I was one of the few white guys on the sports team. Did I get all of them? I think I did. Of that shape. And so my nickname was albino. And I tell my students that. Can we call you that? And I said, no, you have to call me Mr. or Sir. Oh, it's no fair. And I said, yes, it is. Get over it. Well, after me calling her Échale novio all the time, and other people would hear that, and they were just like, is that her real name? And I said, of course it is. And they believed me. And so when she graduated 4 years later, everybody was like, sir, are you going to miss Échale novio? Of course, I miss all my students. After I've had them for a while, you know, you get used to them in the classroom. And she was a wonderful singer, too. She made it to the state solo and ensemble contest a couple of years in a row. So I consider that a good singer. Did I get that right? I think so. I think there's another one. Yeah, right next to it. But some people thought that was her real last name. They had never heard me call her anything other than that. You know, people that came in the year after, joined choir the year after. Is that her real name? Yes. Okay. Why have I never heard a name like that? And I said, I had never heard it either. Wow. How did you learn how to pronounce it? And I said, I just gave it my first try, and that's what came out. Wow, you're really good with that, sir. And I'm sitting there with a big old smile on my face. Them not even realizing I'm messing with them. Échale novio. I haven't seen her. She graduated about 5 years ago. She went off to college and moved out, And I don't think she's coming back. She's getting a little bit of that mica or that powder went up on the wall. But that's okay. It's not going to be a bad thing. Wait till you see why. Okay. You don't have to worry about me talking or singing or anything more. No more stories because you're going into time lapse now. And here I go with coloring in the teal colored elongated hexagon. It's regular shape hexagon except one point sticks way out. So it's sort of like a teardrop but with angles. If that even makes sense. It made sense in my mind before I said it, but now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, And when you're looking at this mold, even though it's not a very large one, if you're trying to color the different shapes the same like I'm doing here, you have to look really closely to make sure that you're in the right shape with the right color. And even then I miss a few and I have to go back and fix them after a bit. So yeah, that's the regular hexagon and I'm using the Galaxy powder for that one. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I missed one. But I said I wasn't going to go on the ones that are up against the wall, but these were awfully large and I thought that was too much space to leave, so I felt the need to fill in as many as I could. So even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I ended up doing it anyway. And then back to Galaxy, and that's getting those little ones up against the wall. Now I can finally move to the magenta for the squares. And I'm even getting the ones up against the wall as I'm going instead of having to come back to it later. But I tell you what, if you are using needing some fine detail, don't use the brush that comes with these chameleon colors. Look at that, I found another hexagon. Don't use the brush because it's too large. It's not fine enough, and so you need to use something like I'm using with these little makeup applicators. And then I found another teal colored one. And another. And another. I'm just going around hitting all the ones that I think need that extra shot of color, so that it'll have a better coverage when the whole thing comes out. And so I'm getting ready now to finish it off with one last little bit of gold, and then I'm gonna get ready to pour. I just opened the laser paste. I already mixed in my black resin paste from Eye Candy. Kokuyo black. And this says mix well, and when I took this is the first time I'm using this color. This is the black one, the other one is the blue one. It says mix well, and it's super thick right now. So I'm going to mix this and then take a gob of it and put it onto the mixing stick that I mixed the resin in. This is so thick I'm almost afraid I'm going to break this little plastic. This has got some serious sparkle to it. So I'm hoping the black and this serious sparkle will fill in all those gaps take about that much, put it onto my mixing thing over here. That didn't look like as much as I thought it was. There. Get down in there. You're gonna have a mess here in no time flat. Okay, put the lid back on. I got this from Temu, this laser paste. I thought it looked really cool. And so we'll have at it and see what happens here. I'll clean that up a little bit later. I mixed up 30 ounces of resin, 30 ounces, 30 milligrams, 30 milliliters, 30 grams. Okay, we'll get it right. I'm hoping that's enough to fill this. I didn't want to have too much and then have to go find some other mold to put something into. If it's not enough, I can always mix a little bit more or just leave it a thin coaster. I don't know if you can see that sparkle or not. It looks kind of cool to me. I'll zoom in a little bit more when I start pouring it in. Zooming in now. Okay, here we go. Maybe a little light on the resin, but it's enough to cover the surface here, especially when I scrape it out. Don't think that mold is going to hold that much more anyway. Okay, got some air bubbles on top, which is normal because I was just mixing in that colorant. Clean those with some alcohol after a bit. Clean the outside of that. And let me hit the top of that mold with my heat gun. If you don't want loud sounds, cover your ears. 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, that probably would hold 33 grams, no more, because it's pretty good. I got good coverage. It'll be a fine coaster. Again, this is from Beebeecraft. It's their YouTube program. If you have more than 100 subscribers to your channel and are interested in demonstrating some of their products, I'll leave the link in the description below, and you just do the click on that link and then fill out the information. If you are one of the chosen ones, then you get to choose some different things, whether it's some of their needlework, some of the beads that they have, some of the jewelry or molds or different things of that sort. They've got a ton of stuff. And if you just want to go shopping, I have a link for that as well. But yeah, Beebeecraft, this is kind of cool. This is my third project with them. I ordered 4 different things. 4. I can actually count. 1, 2, 3, 4. My new nitrile gloves. Yes, and I'm not itching like I was with the other ones, and the eczema stuff that I had coming up is gone, which is awesome. So yeah, if you are interested in doing that, click on the link, and good luck, and hope you can have some fun doing that. I know a couple of people that have watched my videos have mentioned they do stuff with Beebeecraft, so that's kind of cool. The colors that you see floating are the excess mica that I didn't want to blow because it would get all over the walls. And the purpose I did not want it getting all over the walls is because I want that black laser paste, you can't see what I'm pointing at, the black laser paste to get through and fill in all that area. And then the black resin, because of the resin dye, will cause those colors of the chameleon powders to just pop right at you. So what you see is the excess powder that I didn't want to blow off, which is fine. So you see all this cool rainbow stuff on the backside. Yeah, so I'll see you in the morning, assuming we still have power and the house hasn't blown away in this tornado alert now, because it's no longer a warning. They have downgraded it, but yeah, tropical storms stir up all kinds of crazy stuff when you live near the coast. So see you tomorrow, Lord willing. All cured up. Those powders that were floating all went together. Well, let's see what we have here. Dun 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 dun. Clean mold. Wow. That is pretty. And you can sort of see that black glistening, that laser paste around the edges. Let me get it a little bit closer so you can see it. Take it outside in the sun and I'll take some stills. But yeah, thank you to my subscribers. I would encourage you to, if you're not a subscriber, sign up. It's easy, it's free. And if you're interested in doing the Beebeecraft YouTube collaboration thing, look in the details in my description, and good luck. See you out there. See you on the flip side. I didn't want to throw it and have it drop out of my hand. Okay, see ya.